Hello, everyone, and welcome to my B2 High Intermediate English course. In this module, you will learn adjectives without a noun and how they are normally used. At the end, you'll get to practice what you just learned with a few sample exercises. Let's get started. All right, so adjectives without a noun. I know this sounds kind of strange, but we can use, first of all, the plus an adjective. Um, no noun. This equals a group of people. So, for example, rich people, you can just say the rich, right? Young people can be the young. Divorced people would be the divorced. Blind people, the blind. Deaf people, the deaf. Old people, the old. Things like that. Okay, an example here for deaf. She attended a school for the deaf. And we have for the young are losing faith in democracy. All right. The other use is we can use the plus a nationality adjective. So when these end in ch, sh, ese, or ss. So for example, the English people are called the English, Swiss people, the Swiss, Chinese people, the Chinese, French people, the French. Okay, an example in a sentence. The English love tea, or the Swiss make great watches. The Chinese invented paper, and so on. Then we have the plus a plural noun for all the other nationalities. So we've got Brazilian people, for example. This would be called the Brazilians. For example, the Brazilians have a great carnival. And then Italian people would be the Italians. Greek people, the Greeks. So we'll look more at these in the next slides. Okay, adjectives without nouns. Okay, so the first use is for well-known groups of people. All right, we can use the plus an adjective without a noun when we are referring to certain groups of people in general. For example, when we want to talk about people who are deaf, we can say the deaf as an alternative to deaf people. You can see some examples here below. So we've got the government is going to provide more help for the mentally ill. So those who are mentally ill. Then we have the new taxation system doesn't help the poor or the poor people. Um, then the rich vote Republican in the US, the rich people. And then they have organized a marathon to support the blind, so the blind people. Um, and then the jobless, that means people without jobs, are losing hope of finding a good job. This tradition has existed for centuries to keep the memory of the dead. And then we finally, their organization raises money to help the handicapped. All right. Okay. Other common adjectives used in this way are the deaf, the young, the disabled, the old, the needy, the divorced, the illiterate, etc. Okay, note that in English, we don't use the article the when we are referring to things or people in general. Uh, we say, I love flowers, not I love the flowers, when we talk about flowers in general. So, for this reason, when we use adjectives without nouns, as described above, we can always use two different structures. So, we've got the plus adjective without a noun. So, the rich, the blind, the young, and so on. And then an adjective plus people without the. Like we've got rich people, blind people, young people, and so on. All right, so here we are. Okay, nationalities. So we've got the plus these adjectives ending in ch, sh, ese, and ss, word endings. So we can use the plus a nationality adjective ending in these endings here to refer to all people of that nationality. So we've got, for example, the English always like their privacy equals English people. The Swiss are voting on immigration again, Swiss people. The Chinese are unhappy about the new system, so Chinese people. All right, let's talk about the plus a plural noun. Most other nationality words are nouns. The plural form is the same as the adjective plus s. With these nouns, we can use the plus a plural noun to refer to all the people of that nationality. So go ahead here. So we'll look at these. So the Belgians, so we got this pluralized, are known for their excellent chocolate. The Brazilians were shocked after their national team's defeat. Or the demonstrators were shouting, Greece belongs to the Greeks. So, yeah, demonstrators is just a common noun, but we've got Greeks here. So that refers to the Greek people. Okay, now let's talk about singular reference with these endings ch, sh, ese, ss. So as an Englishman. So when we want to refer to one person from a specific country, if the nationality adjective ends in these endings here, we must add man or woman after it. So we say, well, an Englishman or an English woman, not an English, or a Frenchman or a French woman, not a French, or an Irishman or an Irish woman, not an Irish, and things like that. Okay. Okay, so there are several nationality adjectives ending in these ch, sh, esc, and ss that have special nouns to refer to a person from the country. We say a Spaniard, not a Spanish man, a Dane, not a Danish woman, for example, a Finn, a Scot, a Pole, a Swede, a Turk, etc. So note that these nouns refer to the countries Finland, Scotland, Sweden, Poland, and Turkey. Okay, so when a special word exists, there are two possible ways of referring to all people of a nationality. So, so for example, the plus adjective, the Spanish, right? The Polish, the Swedish. Okay, so without a noun. And then we have the plus plural noun. We can say not the Spanish, but the Spaniards, the Poles, the Swedes, etc. Okay, I'll mention a singular reference for other nationalities. So for other nationalities, the singular noun is normally the same as the adjective. So Belgian here, right? We can say a Belgian. Okay, that's a Belgian person. Moroccan would be a Moroccan, right? So that's a Moroccan person, and things like that. So yeah, so I know it can be tricky, but it's kind of something we have to remember. All right, so let's go on to a few practice exercises and check our knowledge here. Okay, so exercise one, we'll choose the correct adjective or noun forms from these menus. All right, so we have the Australians. The Australian or the Australian people are known for their outgoing personalities, generosity, and sense of humor. Okay, so which form do we want here? Okay, so if you chose the top one, the Australians, that would be the correct one. So this can be the plus plural here, plural noun. Okay, number two. So the illiterate people, the illiterates, which one? Come mostly from older generations. So if you remember, so we're not using a plural form for this type of people or this type of group. So which one do we choose? Okay, so if you choose the top one, um, the illiterate come mostly from older generations, just like the poor, the deaf, um, things like that. Okay, number three, Rotterdam police have arrested so we've got Dutchman, or Finnish man in connection with the murder of an American tourist. Okay, so which looks proper to you? So if you chose the middle one, Dutchman, that would be correct. Okay, four, they organize sports tournaments for, okay, the deaf people, the deaf, or deaf. Okay, so now if you choose the middle one, the deaf, that would be correct, just like the one in number two, the illiterate. Okay, let's try one more. Quito was discovered in the early 1530s by, so Spanish, the Spanish, or the Spanish people. Okay, so the plus the noun, or it refers to the people. So if you choose the middle one, the Spanish, that would be correct. We don't want to say the Spanish people here. Exactly. Okay, let's look at exercise 2 and see. Okay, this one is multiple choice. We'll try a few. So coaches reserve for what are often misused as they are less crowded. Okay, this one has two correct options. So the handicap people, handicap, or handicap people. All right, so the first option would be which one? So the top one, A, so the handicap, and what's the other one? Uh, so you can also say option D, handicap people. So, all right, number 2. So we've got Vietnamese, Vietnameses, the Vietnamese, or the Vietnameses have always tried to preserve their identity and national independence. Okay, so one that obviously looks correct. So if you chose option C, the Vietnamese, that would be correct. Okay, number 3. So got the Swedish, the Swedes, or Swede people are the third biggest consumers of coffee. So there are two correct options here. So what do you think is correct here? Okay, so you can choose option C, the Swedes, right? Okay, and the other one is, so if you chose option A also, the Swedish, that would also be correct. Okay, one more here. So on this day, family members light candles in honor of, okay, so the dead people, the dead, the deads, or dead. All right, so which one? So if you chose option B, the dead, that would be correct. So we've got the plus noun, or it's actually an adjective, but it refers to dead people. Okay, let's look at the third one real quick. Try a couple of those. Oops, go back down. Okay, so we're going to replace this, what is underlined here, with the correct form, the plus adjective or the plus noun. Okay, so the people who live in Spain go to bed very late. So what do we want to call these? Okay, so the plus a noun, noun form. So the Spaniards. All right. Number two, people from Argentina are quite friendly. So what we can say. So we want to call them Argentinians, I believe, are quite friendly. Or maybe it's Argentinians. Maybe I spelled that. Okay, Argentinians. Okay, one more. The people who had injuries were helped by the doctors. So, who were helped by the doctors? Okay, so we've got the, okay, and then what? So, plus an adjective, injured. All right, well, you did a good job in these exercises. I know sometimes it's hard to remember whether you have the adjective after the or a noun. It just depends on the nationality, but you all did a great job. Shows that you listen well. All right, well, I can help you learn to speak English with more confidence. I'm TESOL certified. I teach native U.S. English. I'm experienced in online tutoring, and I work with all learning levels and most age groups. So, whether you need help with grammar, speaking, vocabulary, or writing, or any other area, you've come to the right place. Well, thank you for watching my video and happy learning.